everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and today I'm going to be talking about all of the books that I want to read in the month of July. So July is going to be very exciting and this TBR is going to be a little bit different because I am co-hosting a readathon this month. So my wonderful friend Sahar from Basically Bookish Reads, you guys know Sahar, okay? I think I talk about her in every single video, as I should, honestly, she's amazing. So for the month of July, Sahar created a fantasy Lord of the Rings inspired month-long readathon called QUEST-A-THON. I'm going to have her announcement video down below. You should go and watch that. I'm not really going to be describing the readathon because she worked so hard on that video and this whole QUEST-A-THON and she has all the information and you should go watch that if you are interested. But because I'm going to be co-hosting this readathon with Sahar and a bunch of other wonderful booktubers, I kind of have a little bit of a stricter TBR that I'm going to be focusing on this month. I did just want to say if you are interested in joining this readathon QUEST-A-THON, it is not too late. As you are watching this right now, you can still absolutely join. We start on July 1st. Go ahead and check out Sahar's video, pick a team to join. Might I recommend you join the Hobbit team? Myself and Cami from Burrows and Books are the leaders of Team Hobbit. Join us, please. Other than that, let's get started. Let me talk about my TBR and what I plan to read this month. All right, so the first book that I want to get to this month is Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. This is the third book in the Twisted series. I'm really excited for this because it has a trope that I feel like I have never read in a book. It is enemies to enemies with benefits to lovers, which sounds so interesting and crazy, and I'm so excited to see what happens. This is a companion series. There are 4 books in the series. The 4th book, Twisted Lies, I think comes out really soon. Either this month or maybe in September. I don't know. I've just been seeing a ton of promotion for it. So it is the 4th and final book. So I need to read the 3rd book so that I can read Twisted Lies when it comes out. But Anna Huang is amazing. I love her writing. I really enjoyed the 2nd book in the series, Twisted Games, and I'm really excited to see what happens in the rest of the series. It is a companion romance series. So each of the books in this series follow a different person, a different best friend in this group of 4 best friends, and their love stories. So I am very excited to read this and I hope that I love it. The next book I am planning on reading in the month of July is The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa. This sounds so good. I feel like it's gonna be just such a great rom-com kind of fun summery vibe. So this book follows a wedding planner who is actually getting married, and on her wedding day her fiance leaves her at the altar. She finds out that her fiance's best man kind of convinced him to leave her at the altar for whatever reason. So obviously she's pissed. And then a few years later, she is planning another wedding and she runs into the best man and I think has to work with him in some capacity. And I believe there's some sort of romance that happens between them. It sounds good. It sounds messy, but in the best possible way. I am so excited for this. The next book I am planning on reading in the month of July is A Twist of the Blade by S.M. Gaither. So this is the 2nd book in the Shadows and Crowns series. And if you don't know, I read the 1st book, The Song of the Marked, in the month of June, and it blew me away. This is a Kindle Unlimited fantasy romance series. I had no idea what it was going to be like when I went into it. I wasn't even that excited to pick it up. The 1st book was a 5-star. It was amazing. The ending shocked me. I was stunned. If you have not read The Song of the Marked and you're looking for a new fantasy romance series, especially one that hasn't been recommended a ton because I don't see a lot of people talk about it and it deserves all of the hype, please pick that one up. It is amazing. I have been just buying the physical books because I'm just in such a physical reading mood, and I think that the books are really beautiful. And so far, of the 2 books of the series I own, they also have character art in them, which I just think is a really nice touch. So I really enjoy owning these, and I am so ready to get to the 2nd book. It was hard to not pick up the 2nd book immediately because the ending of The Song of the Marked, I threw the book. I was shocked. I was duped. I have trust issues. I'm not okay. So I'm so curious to see what the aftermath of all of that mess is going to be in the 2nd book and just see where the story takes us. The next book that I want to read in the month of July is All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. I'm actually was a little surprised that I wanted to read this right away, but I think it's because I recently did an unhaul where I got rid of a few Mariana Zapata books, but I talked about wanting to keep this one because I have heard very good things, so I want to give it one more shot. I am planning to read All Roads Lead Here. This is a slow burn romance, and I believe it follows a woman who is kind of starting her life new, getting a fresh start, and she has a relationship with her landlord. It sounds very cute, kind of a small town romance, healing, sweet, type of vibe, and I'm into it. It is very long, so I hope to get to this one. This is not part of my like QUEST-A-THON TBR, but I will hopefully be able to squeeze it in because I am interested in this book. I want to see if I can end up liking Mariana Zapata book. I haven't loved any of her books so far, and hopefully this one will be it. The next book that I want to read in the month of July is You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogle. I've heard such good things about this. I believe it's like a rom-com, and I think we have fiancés who don't want to get married anymore and kind of hate each other. So because they don't want to get married anymore, they have somehow come to this agreement that whoever backs out of the wedding first will have to pay, you know, for everything that they've already paid for the wedding. So they're trying to get the other one to back out first, I guess. I don't know. It sounds really funny, and I've never read a book like that, and I've never read a book where like fiancés who hate each other are the love story. So I'm really curious to see how this one goes and like how we progress from where we start to what I am assuming is a happy ending. So I'm excited. I think this will be really funny. The next book that I want to read in the month of July is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have never read any of Taylor Jenkins Reid like backlists that are just sort of strictly romance. I've only read her like Hollywood literary fiction type of books that she writes. So I'm excited for this one. This premise is insane. So basically we have our main character. She, I believe, gets married to her high school sweetheart, happily ever after, great, great, great. And then I believe he goes missing on like a hike or something like that. And he is presumed dead for years. And she, you know, obviously very tragic, suffers through that. But eventually one day she finds someone else and she gets engaged to him and like, you know, has her second chance at love. Well, then several years down the line, when she is engaged to this new guy, her husband, who she thought was dead, calls her and says, hey, I'm alive. And then she has to choose. Like, what would you do? Like, I feel like this book is going to bring out so many emotions. I'm going to feel so conflicted. I'm sure I'm also going to cry because this just seems very emotional and touching from what I have seen others say about it. And I just think it's going to be so good. I think it's going to be so amazing. So I can't wait to read this one. All right, the next two books that I'm going to be reading in the month of July are a continuation of my Throne of Glass reread with Sahar. So in the month of July, we are going to be reading Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. Now, I have not decided if I want to tandem read these, as some people do. My friend Hannah is doing that. My friend Christina is doing that. I'm curious about doing that, but I don't know. I've never tandem read them before. I've only read the series once, and I just read them in order, which was Empire of Storms and then Tower of Dawn. But let me know if you have tandem read them, if you prefer it, if you think it was a better experience. I think the reason that I would want to is just because I'm not a fan of Tower of Dawn. It's like fine. It was a 3-star for me, but I just prefer Empire of Storms so much more. And knowing how this book ends, knowing how crazy it is, and then having to slog through this situation before I get to Kingdom of Ash might just be too much for me. So I am contemplating doing a tandem read, but I just don't know. I just haven't really decided yet. I would love to know if you've tandem read it, if you're like, absolutely, you should do it, or if it just didn't really make a difference for you. But either way, I'm excited. This book, Empire of Storms, is one of my favorites in the series. Definitely like my top 3. It had a really big impact on me. I remember when I read the series for the first time, and that ending. I know I already talked about it, but that ending, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I'm very excited for this. Excited to read both of these, and I can't believe next month in August, I'm going to be reading Kingdom of Ash, and then this reread is going to be over, which is so crazy. I am so sad already. I'm already excited to reread this series. Like, I almost want to go back and start the reread again. I think I will end up rereading this series like next year or something. I could see myself rereading it once a year just because it means so much to me and I love it so much. I'm sad to finish it, but also I'm excited to reread it again one day. Okay, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot, well, I didn't forget, but like the most important book in the month of July that I've most been anticipating that I meant to talk about first, I haven't even mentioned yet. Oh my goodness, Glow by Raven Kennedy. That is priority number 1. I will be reading it on July 1st. I am buddy reading it with Hannah's Recent Reads. We are very excited. I can't believe I almost didn't talk about it. I almost didn't talk about it. Oh my God. But Glow is the 4th book in the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy, another fantastic fantasy romance series. It is on Kindle Unlimited for the moment, but I saw a post from Raven Kennedy that Amazon is asking her to remove the Plated Prisoner series from Kindle Unlimited because she now has a traditionally published deal. I'm not entirely sure of the details. I really, really hope that they don't get off of Kindle Unlimited because like that's where they kind of rose to fame and that's kind of where all the hype happened. And I think a lot of people do read those books on Kindle Unlimited. So I really, really hope that they're still there, but just something to be aware of if you weren't. I'm so excited to read Glow though. I am predicting it's going to be 5 stars. Like I have the most hope I've seen. I haven't seen any spoilers, but I've just seen little snippets of what happens in that book and I am like, whew, I'm ready. I'm so ready. And it is going to be the second to last book in the series. I believe that Raven Kennedy confirmed that there are going to be 5 books. So I'm excited. I need to get caught up. At the time that I'm filming this, I have not read Gleam yet. It's the end of the month and I'm about to go on vacation, so we shall see, but I'm going to try to read Gleam quickly in the next couple of days, and then I will be all ready for my buddy read of Glow starting in July. And the last book that I hope to get to in the month of July is a little bit different for me, a little bit different. I've just been kind of thinking about picking up this book for a while, and some of my friends have been talking about how they really enjoy it, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should just give it a shot. That is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. So this is a YA thriller, which is obviously like very out of my universe, but I feel like this would be very fun and quick to read and just kind of like maybe be a little bit of a palate cleanser in between all of the fantasy that I'm planning on reading this month and romance, because you guys, like, I have 4 fantasy novels that I'm planning on reading this month that are all over 500 pages. Am I okay? I might need just like a little break, a little brain break to enjoy this. This book follows a girl who is investigating the murder of one of her classmates. Basically, a girl was murdered and everyone assumes that the boyfriend did it, and I believe that he is convicted, but our main character does not think that he is, and I believe has evidence to prove otherwise, so she kind of goes on the search and investigates to try to clear his name. I think that's the summary. I'm not entirely sure, but like, it's in that realm. I've just heard nothing but glowing reviews about this series. There are 3 books in the series. I do own the other 2. I don't know if I'll get to them this month, but I would like to throw this one into my TBR just to kind of like give myself a break, give myself a little bit of a reset, and I've just heard so many amazing things, so I do think that I would love this. Also, one last piece of my TBR that I'm leaving out. I will be participating in Summerween this month, but I am not going to be talking about my TBR for that in this video. 1, because I haven't figured it out. 2, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm kind of going to be doing a dark paranormal romance spin on Summerween, just because I don't really want to read thrillers or horror, but I just like, I love the Ween readathons that Olivia and Gabby put on, and I want to participate really badly, and like Summerween is the readathon in my opinion. Like, that is like #1 top tier of all of the Ween readathons that they do throughout the year, so I want to participate. So I will have a Summerween vlog coming out, but I still need to figure out my TBR. I have a couple ideas, but like I'm still working on it, so look out for that. So that'll be a surprise for both of us, honestly. All right guys, so that is going to be it for my July TBR. Let me know, what are you reading this month? What is #1 on your priority? Will you be participating in QUEST-A-THON? If so, what team are you on? Is it Team Hobbit? I sure hope so. If you made it to the end of the video, go ahead and leave the fairy emoji. I know I do that one all the time, but like, we have so much fantasy going on this month, and I'm participating in a fantasy themed readathon, so a fairy seems appropriate. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out so much. As always, my Instagram and my Goodreads are linked down below. You guys are welcome to follow me on there anytime. I really appreciate that you watched this video. I hope that you are having a fantastic day, and I will catch you guys in the next one.